Guys, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel, Ofer again. Today we're going to talk about the one thing no one ever talks about, which is the biggest factor of the way you sound. And that's your picking velocity and actually the actual pick you're using too. These are the biggest factors of your sound, who you are as a player. And just being mindful of that and learning how to use the pick in a way that you actually like. You like the sound you're getting out of it, and you like the velocity, and the way you attack the strings can completely transform you and make you the player you want to be. We're going to talk all about it, but first of all, let's hear some sound. Let's go. Alright guys, so yeah, as I mentioned, the little thing in your hand, your pick, is one of the biggest factors to your sound. And I'm not just talking about the actual pick you're using, but actually the way you attack the strings, your velocity, your angle, they're all making you sound the way you actually sound. And for me personally, it took me years to actually realize that I didn't like some of my rhythm playing mainly because of the way I was using the pick. So for example, I remember growing up I would just like pick really hard all the time. Which is fun and it's a good way to let go of some aggressions, but it's not the best sound you can get out of the guitar, right? The guitar is a dynamic instrument and it has a wide variety of dynamics to offer, and when we're just attacking the string with all of our might all the time, we're just killing the dynamics. And I think playing what I just did, if I'll do more like maybe sound like that, it already sounds 1000% better to my ears. And that's just the slightest example. I really want to go over about some rhythm playing and about some lead playing. But first of all, let's talk about the way you actually hold the pick. I feel like every player has a different way of holding the pick, and there is no right or wrong, there is only the right way for you and for the way that you want to sound. I found that holding the pick like that with kind of a 45-degree angle heading that way gives you more of that scratchy rock tone. And maybe holding it the other way, more like that, which looks a bit weird and it sounds different too, gives you more of that round, Chris Polandish tone. Especially playing lead lines, right? It gives more of a round tone overall. And holding the pick completely parallel to the string gives kind of more of a mid-rangey, bassy tone, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I feel like for me, the right way to hold the pick is coming in at a 45-degree angle to the string, because I like the raw crunch and that kind of scrapiness from, wrecking the strings like that. So that's the way I like to go at it. And then when I actually practice, every day I put on a metronome and I start just by going to a click and listening to the sound I'm getting out of the pick. As well as, of course, being on time and all of that, but just being mindful of the sound I'm getting, whether I'm playing quarter, 16 note, eighth, whatever I'm choosing to do, I'm very mindful of the sound I'm getting. And even when I'm going into a solo mode, whoops, my guitar died there. Even when I'm going into solo mode, I'm still very cautious not to kill the dynamics and to actually use the wide range of dynamics we have on the guitar and pick in different velocities and accent some notes that I want to accent and maybe play a bit lighter, different notes that are maybe passing tones, maybe they're notes that are not in the scale, right? So I might go and pick those lighter and accent the notes that I want to highlight that are the right notes for the chord. So that's kind of roughly talking about lead playing and rhythm playing. And let's just talk about your pick for a second. The pick you're using is the cheapest piece of gear you can buy that can completely transform your tone. Heavier picks are often used by rock guys. I feel like a heavy pick gives you more resistance and it gives you more of a bounce. But there is a trade-off. They're also a little stiffer to play and you don't get that nice scrapey sound when your pick sliding down. So recently I started playing a bit of a thinner pick. This is a Dunlop Flow 114. I think I used to play the Jet 3s, which I believe they're 2 millimeters. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, I really like these. Also recently I became a big fan of these. That's a Moss pick. Some guy at NEM gave it to me a few months back and they're really good. They're cool, they're a bit lighter and they got that nice scrape to them. So yeah, I just encourage you guys to try different picks. Be open. For years I played the same pick thinking, oh, Jet 3, that's the best you can have. But no, it's good to experiment and to try different things to get a different result. And again, the pick has such a big role in your sound, in your velocity, in your dynamics, and again, the way you use it. So yeah, let me play a little more, give you a bit more of an example of playing dynamically, and then we'll close off the video from there. So yeah guys, just to wrap it up, I really think it's super important just to be mindful of the dynamic options you have as a guitar player, and that playing hard all the time might be a fun way to play, but it's not the best sounding way. And yeah, there's a lot of room to bang in your instrument as hard as you can, but just like making love, kids, you gotta give her some smooches too and just build it up, right? Get into that hard playing place from a place of control, of knowing what you want to get out of your instrument. And I feel like it just gives you a bigger picture of where you can take your playing, whereas just ignoring dynamics gives you kind of this two-dimensional picture. Incorporating dynamics into your playing can really give you a 3D picture and really expand your sound, your vocabulary. And again, experimenting with different picks can definitely open your world to new sounds and maybe a different approach of picking all together. So just stay open, guys. Don't look a certain way on things and think that's that. Always have an open mind and an open ear to hear a different opinion and a different perspective, and I promise you it will greatly affect your playing. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Have a good one. Bye bye.